Ever tell you about my pet
Electric eel?
You had a pet eel?
Kind of.
Do eels come in non-electric form?
Yes, you twat. You get little cute black ones.
I don't know.
But one time my uncle came over. He's a great guy and all, but I don't think he understood what he did was wrong. But my uncle came over and he was like, "Got you a present, Chris." And it was just a fucking eel wrapped up in a jar of water. And I was just like, "What is that?" And he was like, "It's an eel." I was like, "Make sure to feed it every day." And I was just like, what do I do? I don't have a tank. And he was just like, "Oh, he'll be fine in there." And I was just like, "In a jar?"
What the fuck, man?
No, this is the thing. Like, fucking Irish people just think animals are just like, oh, they're so stupid. They don't know any
Just
better.
poke some holes in it. It'll breathe.
Yeah, and also, there's a common misconception that fish and eels and stuff can't feel pain, which is bullshit.
Any kind of animal
Yeah, no, they
can feel
definitely
pain.
can.
Yeah, so at the time, he just thought like, oh, he's grand in there. He's happy. But then, like, literally that day, my mom and me brought him to a place called, I think it's called the Slum. No, wait.
You brought your eel out with you?
You brought it to the slums and tossed it on a homeless man?
What is that place called? There's a place in Wexford that's pretty much just like a nasty place. There's like a pig farm next to it. We threw him into the fucking river. He swam away.
Oh, okay. That's nice of you guys.
Yeah.
You should have
My
just
mom knew
dropped
better.
him in a trough.
We should have punched up in a trough and drank him, yes.
With the way transitions normally work in stories, you're like, yeah, it's a misconception that the fish can actually feel pain. So we took him out with us, and yeah, he got like punched and stepped on, hit by a car. He fucking screamed for his
We
life.
like flung it around like a wacky noodle and hit it against the wall.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice of you, Chris.
I miss that old guy. I don't know if I ever told the story of my friend Sean Kiley when we were he was a new student in my school at the time. This was his first year of like in my school. And he came in like in the middle of high school essentially. So we were like 16 meeting each other. But he came in and we were doing we were doing transition year, which means it's a year off and you don't really have to do much except come into school and just like just chill. Like it was just a year off, but you still have to go to school and do bullshit. But we had art class and we were all given big wooden boards to lean on for the paper and shit. And he just drew this massive veiny hairy cock on it with a huge permanent marker. It was like super thick outlines. There's no way he'd be able to like cross it out or like rub it out or anything. He just drew this fucking gigantic cock on it, and everyone was laughing at it because it was so funny looking.
It would be funny, especially in permanent marker.
But yeah, I don't know what he was expecting because we all left the class. He flipped the board over so the teacher wouldn't see, right? Until it was too late. But then we were all in
Were you there when the teacher saw?
No.
Okay.
No, we were all in our like hub classroom where we have to go and sit and eat lunch or whatever.
Sure.
And the big, tall, scary teacher walked in who taught Irish, and he was pretty much the disciplinary teacher because he was like old and scary.
Yeah.
And he walked in and he was like, "So we have a bunch of artists here, do we?" And we were just like, "Yes, sir." He's like, "So I'm going to be I'm gonna be calling."
You thought he was complimenting you?
No, yeah, exactly. He's like, "I'm gonna be calling you all out individually, and we're going to be lining you up outside, and I'm going to ask you one by one who did it, and you know what it is." And we're just like, "Oh fuck." So like every single person was getting lined up, and the first person he picked was Sean. So Sean just went in and like instantly caved. He was like, "Yeah, I did it. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry." He got sent home and he got a disciplinary, and he literally had to tell his mom and dad in school what he did.
Golly.
They brought his mom and dad in, and they were just like, "Go on, Sean, tell him." It's like, I drew this big, massive penis on the board.
Did he draw it well, or was it like
it was funny? It
average, like just kind of like, oh, they
it
don't
was
know
a
how to
big,
draw a dick.
nasty cock. Like it was not pleasant, but it was really funny because Sean's like art looks funny. It's just silly.
Yeah.
So it looked like a big deformed cock, but it was great. Do you want to hear something I did when I was in school?
Yeah, what happened?
I went to, so I went on holiday with my parents. We went to Las Vegas when I was like 12. And I bought a tiny little gift shop thing where it's a little slot machine that when you pull back on the thing, it shocks you.
Oh.
Right? I brought it home.
Oh, I think you told us one before.
Well, go on. I don't remember it.
But I went into school and I got my business teacher to pull it. He pulled it and he fell on the ground. And he looked up at me really angry and red-faced, and he threw it back at me, and he didn't say anything, and he walked away. And then I did it to my, I think she was my business teacher, but she was teaching me religion at the time. But anyway, she she did it, and then she laughed super hard, and then instantly she stopped laughing, and she was like, you've got detention for a week. You're in big trouble. I'm taking this. And it was right after she was laughing hysterically, so it scared the shit out of me. And then I asked her, could I have it back at the end of the day? And she said, okay.
Did he get in trouble for throwing it at you?
No, I shocked the teacher.
Oh,
I should have been in trouble.
That's true, you did shock a teacher.
I don't know why he didn't.
It can't be like an actual electrical.
Yeah,
shock.
that's what.
It wasn't an actual electrical
Like it's
shock.
one of those things
Yeah.
that just.
I thought
like,
it was like a little
buzzes.
minor thing, like a little buzz.
No, it fucking hurt, and I did. It was no. Everyone I did it to was like, fucking hell, that's bad. I did it to my grandpa, and he was like, but that was because he used to grab electric fences
Yeah,
to climb over
he's used to
them.
being electrocuted.
Yeah, no, it's true. He really was.
He welcomes the sweet embrace of death.
My grandpa's hands were like fucking hobbit feet.
He
They were
grabbed
super
it and just
leathery,
never
he-
let go. Said, "Yes, thank you, Christopher."
But yeah, so that teacher fell on his ass and he was fucking pissed. I told you about the teacher who said I threw a nail in her eyeball, right? I did tell you that, didn't I?
Christopher threw it in a straight arc and it went directly into my eye.
I must have told you that story, no?
I don't know. You didn't tell us that
No.
one.
Oh, well, okay. One time, I was...
Is that what she said? She caught it in her eye?
No, it was the most bizarre thing. I think this teacher got fired shortly after. She was just a crazy bitch, but she was my art teacher in St. Peter's, and she was this big stupid bitch. It was the end of the day. Last class was art. I stood up, put my chair on my table like I was supposed to, put my bag on my back, said not a word, staring into space. But suddenly, this big monstrously fat bitch turns around, looks me in the eye, slaps herself in the eyeball, keeps her hand on her face, points at me and says, "You threw a nail in my eye!" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "You! Detention!" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She was like, "You threw a nail in my eye!" And I was like, "No, I didn't! What are you talking about? I was just standing here." She's like, "Detention!" And I was like, "Okay." And then I walked outside and my mom was parked there and I got into the car just completely dumbfounded and she's like, "What's your problem?" Like, I just got detention and my mom goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Chris. What the fuck did you do this time?" Like, I didn't do anything. The teacher said I threw a nail in her eyeball. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. My mom's like, "Oh, would you ever shut the fuck up?" And I'm like, "What? I didn't do anything." And I'm like, "Mom, I swear to God, I didn't do anything. She just said I threw a nail in her eyeball. What sense does that make? I didn't even have a nail to begin with." My mom's like, "So if I go in and talk to her, you're telling me she's like lying?" I'm like, "Yes." My mom's like, "For fuck's sake." She gets out of the car, slams the door. She's really pissed off at me. Walks inside, and I'm just waiting in the car for 10 minutes. Then my mom comes back out, sits down dumbfounded. She's like, "She's a fucking crazy bitch." I'm like, "Thank you." And then it turns out she just didn't even mark me down for detention. She just forgot. She was just crazy.
That's the worst like lie you could come up with.
She was just crazy. I don't know what the fuck her problem was. She got fired after we went on school tour. I think the last thing I ever said to her was, "I like your stupid sunglasses." Detention!